Come join us for an exclusive interview with Thomas Liu, the owner and manager of Kamwo, to learn more about the business, the role and significance of Chinese medicine.
How do you think your business is influenced by the fact that you're in New York City?
Oh, tremendously, because we have high visibility. Because this business started as a local traffic, and you build up the reputation, and the high visibility helps. The people are aware. Now, of course, this is days before the internet, right? How else are people gonna find out about you?
Do you feel like you contribute as part of this like herbal community?
Oh yeah, sure. We're actually we see ourselves as a pioneer. We actually have our electronic prescription system just out of need, not even a luxury. Remember, I was telling you that we have practitioners who practice out of state, and many of them are not Chinese. How are they going to get their prescriptions to us? Right? So we actually built an electronic prescription back in 2005. I would say way before Western pharmacies made it a norm, like in the 2010s. And so we had that already. One of the reasons why is we need the computer system for them to input the herbs that they want. Our computer systems will translate it, will check the dosing, and just make sure all the records are kept correctly, and then deliver it to us quickly. So we're one of the first people to do that in the country. Probably the first company to do that, the first dispensary. What products draw most customers? I would say raw herb prescriptions for us. So it's not a product per se, because Chinese medicine's highly customized.
Right.
It's not like a one product fits all. Some people think that it's like there's a lot of over-the-counter, off-the-shelf products. That's not our real main products that we sell. We are more of a dispensary where we put herbs together, herbal formulations together, customized. We put them together, we cook them, we pouch them, we send them out, or they order in granules, we encapsulate them, and we ship them out.
We noticed like there were a lot of like Western or foreigner customers as well. So is the proportion like about equal?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked that question. But I preach this all the time, is that people have this idea that Chinese medicine is Chinese. Now, I guess in its origin it is, but here in the United States, most of the practitioners are not Chinese. It's usually a reflection of the local demographic. I think the national statistics, the last one I saw, is about 20% of Chinese medicine practitioners are Asian. That's inclusive of South Asians, East Asians like us, and so it's not. You can see it's very diverse.
And since you've been here for a long time, is there any significant change to the operation of the store or just in general?
Oh yeah. Chinatown got smaller and it got more dispersed. Chinatown in Manhattan used to be very big, but it got smaller. What happens is all the garment industry, they were just gone, and people couldn't. There's no reason to come into Manhattan. Real estate got expensive, so now then this the beginning of Chinatowns of the outer boroughs, because people stopped moving to the outer boroughs more, because then the Chinese started moving out of Manhattan. They got more expensive. There's no jobs here, so Chinatown actually shrunk. Since I was a kid, I grew up in the '80s. It actually shrunk. We realized. So my parents were running the business at the time. What we realized is the writing was on the wall. That if you're counting on local Chinese business, you're doomed. You have to make changes. You have to make changes. So, and that's why a lot of the herb stores, one of the reasons why we've been around a long time, is that a lot of the other herb stores were not able to adapt and make that change. Because that's all they know. They know how to do, like, most of them are mom and pop business that serve the local community, but there's less and less of these people. They move to the outer parts.
What would you say is the main general function of herbal medicine, and how does it differentiate from Western medicine?
Like any medicine, right? You can treat acute conditions and as well as for chronic conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So people like to say that, hey, Chinese medicine is more for chronic conditions, more preventative, right?
Yeah.
And like preventive medicine, and there's a lot of truth to that. But the thing is, in China, let's just take like outside of the United States, medicine is medicine. If you guys were sick in China, they will give you Western medicine if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
If that's a cause for, right? If you need antibiotics, they're going to give you antibiotics. And then if let's just say you use headache for example. If you have a headache, you probably take an ibuprofen, right? Like Advil, something like that.
Yeah.
That takes care of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have headaches repeatedly, then Chinese medicine usually serves better.
Mm.
Not always, because you have to find your tumor. It's
Yeah.
different, right? But so Chinese medicine oftentimes rectify the balance of the physiology and optimize your physiology to rectify the problem itself. And we're very good at that. That's one of the strong points of Chinese medicine. In Western medicine, we're really, really good at controlling symptoms, but not so much finding out what's the cause. Right. So, and that's one of its weaknesses of Western medicine. So back to here in the United States, I think the answer is not which one should people use, it's which one should people use depending on the presentation, right? The clinical presentation.
Yeah.
So to me, someone who has a studied Western medicine and also Chinese medicine, a combination of the two is the best.
Right.
And we're moving toward that. So the ideal is in the future is for because in medicine there's always a team.
Yeah.
There's always a team approach, right? Because as a pharmacist, I work in a hospital as a clinical pharmacist. It's always a team approach. Doctors, nurses, not like one person making the call. And in those situations, the best options should always be chosen, right? Regardless of what type of what modality it is.
Yeah, of course. That's all for me.